Okay, welcome back to Tech Denmark. In a previous video, I added some routing and everything, and in this video, I kind of finished up the routing, and then I added some more components and stuff like that, like for instance invoices, and I did a lot of testing. So let's get to it. So one of the interesting concepts that I had to do in order to finish off routing, I had to change this file. This is an interesting concept, and yes, you see that? That is brackets with three dots in the middle of it. It's interesting to see a file name that, but in the Gatsby, in order to do routing in the Gatsby framework, this is one way you can do some of that client routing. So, for instance, in the client routing, what I did was you have invoices, you have admin, and then I put my default route at the bottom, which is the very first page that you get to. So that was one of the changes that I did make. Is I actually, as you saw in the last video, I took this entire component, converted it into everything that was here for that admin section, converted it to a fragment. So I'll show you some of those fragments. So these are the fragments. This is that fragment that I just told you about. I made this into a fragment, and then I also did this with invoices and made this into a fragment as well. If you notice, the development will get faster and faster over time because I'm using components. And there's always a room to refactor and stuff like that. So I made these two fragments right here, just like regular components. And then what I did was, you have to make a admin top level folder because it's part of our path, and then make this folder right here to let it, this file right here to let it know that the routing is inside of the actual component. So this is how I do the trick of having in my layout, having a nav bar on the side, and only replacing the inside of a certain part of the container. So, and I'll show you some of that as we go along. So I did changes to that. Also, I had to do some changes to the Gatsby routing. So right here, I had to do some changes to the Gatsby routing because some of my routing has changed. So I kind of spazzed this up a bit, and I might refine it a little bit more. I already refined it once, where it's just a one-liner, okay? And then this logic goes through everything, okay? So let's give it a test. So let's go here, and let's do a sign out. And once we do that sign out, let's do a sign in, and let's go with admin first. And feel free, this was not released yet, and we're gonna release it today. So we got admin, and see, look at this. So this is that first route right there. And so see how invoices now got admin/invoices. And when I click on it, now I have invoices here. So I'm working my way through this, and I did, working my way through this very slowly. I want to tackle customers and settings. I kind of did just some stubby work right now. This is not what the actual functionality might be up front, but I'm just giving some guidance for what kind of functionality might be here. For instance, we might want some things where when we click on these invoices, show more information and stuff like that. This is just the start for that base page. So right here, we have like paid, pending, past due, and then I kind of color coded some of these to make it look pretty. And then if I go and click back to admin again, see, goes through. Let's check our home, and let's see if my accounts still work. Yes, my accounts still work. And let's do a regression test on, let's see, as an admin, can I go to customer? Let's see if it breaks. It kind of flashes, which I don't like. I'm gonna kind of spaz that up so you'll never see that page ever again. But see, we still have what we are looking for and everything. I go over to invoices, and we still have everything we need for invoices. And look like I have to kind of spaz up a little bit of the CSS because see how it goes past this line right here? And that's because of this right here. I did an adjustment for this. I'm going to have to actually make it where I can pass in the variables to shorten this or make this where it's more flexible, where it pushes down the page. So now let's do a merge request. So let's go over to my pipeline. I don't want to put too many changes into one commit, which I already have a lot of changes. So like for instance, if you go and look at this branch right here for the admin routing, we already accomplished the admin routing, okay? Which I added a little bit more in there. So let's go in and do a pull request. Let's create a pull request, and we're going to merge this into the main. So we want our routing, and look at this. This is what I like about this. It looks pretty. And you know, we did some of our testing and everything. Let's create the pull request. I'm not going to delete the branch after. And what I'm going to do is, since I've already looked through this, I'm going to approve it. I'm going to merge it. And let's do a merge commit. And once I do this merge commit, let's go over to our pipelines and see if our pipeline is going to build. So we want this pipeline to build and deploy. So as this go through build and deploy, what we can do is I'm going to pull up the S3, and which is right here. And see, we're on build 58. I expect this to go up to 59. And look how my session kind of spilled over. So let me sign out of that so my special session won't spill over. We might have to go into incognito mode too. So let's see. So it looks like the build is still running. And as that build run, there's some, so like I said, this was like pretty interesting right here. Doing that dot like that. I hate that you do that. Oh my, I just cringe because I'm more of a Linux type person. So it just makes me really, really cringe when I see that. Also, another thing that I had to do was in my actual nav. Let's see. I think this is the nav. Yes, baby.
Daddy, I hurt myself. I failed the bike.
Oh, you hurt yourself?
I failed the bike. I want a Band-Aid.
Okay, baby. Go give me the Band-Aids. Go ask Mommy to give me the Band-Aids so I can give you a Band-Aid.
I got it by myself.
Okay. All right. So our build is still building. And so, like I was saying, when we go over to the actual navigation, let me go find the navigation really quick. Where was that nav at? I wonder, it's the admin nav bar. So I had to, I had to adjust this too. The admin nav bar right here to make sure that we do all the invoices and stuff like that. To go to the actual invoice, then you got customers and settings. And then, like I said, I made it where that routing is handled within that page. So if you go back to the main admin page, which is under here, and it took me everything in the world to like really do this. Like I cringed. So right here, this is where we make those adjustments. So how this works is this is your base URL. I mean the base of the URL, the base path. And then right here, this is tacked on. So if you want a component to show up by default, which is required to have a default component, you have to put that slash right there so that it just goes to admin. All right, so now, look at that. So let's see. So let's go here, let's do a refresh. It kind of did build 65. So let's go into incognito mode and go S3 and go here. S3, just right here. And so now we're in build 65. Let's see if I can do a sign in again. I think the sessions are kind of messed up right now. So it's cache. So we got an admin, and then we go through here. Let's see how it reacts on S3. So we still got the same results. And then let's go over to our invoice. And there's our invoice right there. So that's about it. And It's awesome. Deployed and everything.